Let's start. So, I assume everyone can see slides. My name is Lev. I'm a marketing director of TrueConf. And today with us, Rudolf, our sales executive, who works with most of you. And today we are going to tell you some new features we have introduced in the latest version of TrueConf Server, the version 4.3.5, which were released a couple of weeks ago. And let's start. Oh, I see someone joined us using free-to-free endpoint. Perfect. So to remind you what we are doing, we have prepared a couple of slides what this TrueConf Server is about. The main idea behind TrueConf Server is that this is a pure 100% software which can power entire your organization and enable it with video conferencing from rooms to mobile devices. Of course, desktops and laptops of your employees and colleagues already will be supported and enabled with video conferencing as well. This is our main goal, to enable your organization with video. Besides that, we of course support some additional things which is quite important for enterprises and companies, like Active Directory integration, like interoperability with legacy endpoints over SIP or free-to-free protocols. We also support WebRTC standard, which you are using to connect this conference today. Of course, TrueConf Server have such standard features like scheduling, recording, gateway, NAT traversal, some kind of some security features. It can split user base into different groups with different capabilities and many other things. But important to understand that TrueConf is a unified communications platform, which have a lot of client applications we develop. At the moment, we have 6 client applications, 2 for desktops, for Windows, for OS 6, and for Linux. The version for Linux and OS 6, OS 6 is an operating system behind Macintosh computers, is actually the same application. The Windows application is built on different technology, so that's why we have 2 different applications for desktops. We also have 2 different applications for mobiles, one for Android, and the second one for iOS devices, for iPhones and iPads. Those mobile applications are quite popular, and they have more than 500,000 downloads on Google Play and App Store. And the latest application which we're using right now, let me check how many people are connected using it. Give me a second. So 22 people are connected using our WebRTC application right now. I'm also connected to this conference using WebRTC client using my phone. You can see it here. So I believe you can see the same picture. So because we have different applications for every platform, those applications can run in the background. So basically, they are like instant messaging application. You see your contacts, you see people status like online or offline. So you are aware of presence of your contacts. And of course, you can create any kinds of meetings, multi-point conferences ad hoc on the go. So you decided to connect a couple of people together, you just click a button and all of you are in the conference. No need to schedule the conferences. But of course you can do some kind of scheduling if needed using our web panel. So this is, in general, what is TrueConf Server is about. And the good thing about TrueConf Server is that it have a free version, absolutely free version, which were released 1 year ago. And I will ask Rudolf to continue and tell you briefly what is TrueConf Server free is.
Okay, I will a bit start from coming back to what is TrueConf server, and I want to mention that our goal is making everything in one product, and you can download the TrueConf server because it is a completely software product from our website trueconf.com. It is quite small. It is around 100 megabytes. And now we are going to the TrueConf server free that we have. And the most common would be providing a trial that is quite popular beneath other vendors. And the answer to this question is that it is because of the competition and popularity of TrueConf. And there are, of course, already some freeware products. And some companies, mostly small business companies or just private, are okay with having some limitations, but using TrueConf. So for such reasons, and sometimes we completely satisfy the technical requirements of them, we provide TrueConf server free. Regarding the limitations that we have, there is no time limitation. That is a good point. But still, there is a 6 users limitations. Registrations through the internet is required, and also some other advanced features, as we called, such as LDAP and UDP multicast, are not available in TrueConf server free version. Anyway, we also can provide a trial version for the TrueConf server full version. So if you want to test some features from the TrueConf server full version, all you need to do is contact us, and we will provide you with some additional extensions.
Of course, we have to sell the full version. That's why the free version have some limitations that Rudolf told you about. The main limitation is that it is required that the free version has to be connected to the internet. It checks the connectivity a couple times per day, and if there is no connection to the internet, it will stop to work in 12 hours. So, but in in every other aspect, in video quality, audio quality, collaboration tools, endpoint features, no limitations at all. So it gives you a quite powerful tool to connect small organizations. And another thing is that it cannot be federated. That means that you cannot connect a couple of free versions together to extend your user base. 6 plus 6 plus 6, this is not possible. Every deployment is independent in the free version. Full version doesn't have this limitation. Okay, so let's move on. So the first and the main important feature we introduced in the latest version 4.3.5 is the ability to create public conferences. For you, it will be more easy to understand them if we label them webinar. So think of them like webinars. So actually, most of you are connected through a browser. So you see it is a webinar which is powered by your own server. So your own platform for webinars is now built into the TrueConf server. Let's look into it in more details. Okay, Rudolf, go on.
Okay, so to start with, let's remind you what we had before the TrueConf server 4.3.5 version in 4.3.2 version. So comparing to the older version, users of the server had a group conference, and only accounts created on the TrueConf server could participate the group conference. And in this version, in version 4.3.5, we call it internal conferences. And in these conferences, users having an account in TrueConf server or other participants outside external users connected as guests or from different SIP or H323 terminals can also participate. So we call it public group conferencing. Okay, now here on this slide, you see how to create the public group conference. How to create? You will it is actually the same as creating an internal group conference. You will need to go to the TrueConf server admin panel, then go to the group conference, and then click on Create button. And after it, the next slide, please. Yes, okay. Right now we can see the topic.
Rudolf,
Yep.
people tell us that. Okay, can you hear us and see right now?
But I can leave soon. Okay. Can you see us?
And you can hear us. Okay, so perfect. Thank you for the feedback. We have to tell you something that because you are using WebRTC, our server. So we are all connected to our server in Germany, and WebRTC from your browser, from usually it is Chrome, is requesting some kind of bandwidth from our server. So we try to push different independent streams to every peer, to every participant using WebRTC. And sometimes when your connection to our server isn't good, it doesn't affect others. It's just between you and the server. The bandwidth is not enough to push video and content. So if you experience some connectivity issues, it doesn't mean that everyone experiences them. It's just between your. It's usually your connection. But another thing is that WebRTC conference, which is quite large at the moment, it's more than 30 participants. If it will disappear, you will not be able to see us. Don't worry. You have to refresh the page. It might happen. We are working on this, but don't worry. Just refresh the page if something goes wrong, and we will be back. Okay, Rudolf, please go on.
Okay, so now on this slide, you can see that it is possible to create a subject, a topic to the event, and also you can see a conference ID of this event. So basically, what is conference ID? It is a specific conference name used to connect from different platforms to this event. Now there is an option, also maybe to the next slide, left, where you can see a scheduling and description to the event. This is very good because in this option, you can add subjects, different tasks, what that you would like to discuss in your company or anything else. You can also schedule, and we've got a number of options to schedule a group conference. There is an option to schedule it without planning. So it will be created right now, and that's it. Another option is to have a non-current event for the next time, non-recurrent one-time event, and then you have an option to have it every week. So it will be a periodic event. Next slide. Okay, perfect. So on this slide, you can see group conference appeared at the general list of the group conferences, and you can see a URL that you can share to all participants. Also, there is a few ways to add users and share the event on the next slide, and I left. Maybe you will tell us a bit more about it.
Sure. This slide shows that every conference created or scheduled on the server have the link which is used to access it. This link assigned to every private and every public conference. So the example of this link is you used today to join this meeting. So this is actual screenshot I took from our server in Germany, which we are using right now. Important thing is that once you put all the details regarding your conference in the settings, edit the description. Now the important thing is to populate it, to tell us who will participate in the conference. We have multiple options to invite people or guests into the conference. This picture shows you the interface of the server, which is used to select participants from your registered accounts on your server. However, sometimes you have to invite people which are not registered on your server, to invite guests. So to invite guests, it is possible in the settings of every conference to enter emails manually. You can manually enter as many emails if you wish, as you want, and every email will receive invitation. It might be not a personal email. It might be some kind of group, some kind of group email address which is aliased to many user accounts, some kind of members of your company or whatever. So everyone will receive the invitation.
So to summarize, there are actually two ways to add users. You can add TrueConf server already created accounts, and you can also invite guests with their email.
And every person will receive a file which are recognized by multiple calendars. So it is easy now to add the conference details into your calendar. I'm sorry for Russian screenshot that doesn't have English environment in my Gmail browser. And just an example, how does the invitation look like in Gmail? So it's just a regular invitation for Gmail. You can in one click add it to your Gmail account, to your Google Calendar. If you even have a schedule you like every Monday or every first week of every month, of course, this event will also be properly scheduled in the calendar. If you notice that on this screenshot, there is a small invite that's attached to the email, which is standard for calendar invitations. So all the information regarding your event is within this file, which is also recognized by Thunderbird or Apple Mail, Apple Calendar. So it's cross-platform, just one file for every platform, and it will be recognized, and it can be easily added into your calendar. Microsoft Outlook as well supported.
Basically, once you have added date and time to the event, all listed participants will receive such invitation to their email or calendar.
Yeah, this is important notice, because if you didn't set the start time of the conference, it doesn't have a date and time for the event. It cannot be added into the calendar this way. So to enable this feature, you have to select the start time or some kind of schedule. Okay, Rudolf, please go on.
Okay, so now we have a new WebRTC client, new conference web page, and what does it mean? I believe all of you saw the external event page from which you have connected. So here are a few steps. Let's go to the next slide,
Okay.
please. How to connect to this event. So previously, let's compare to our previous TrueConf server version. There was a conference ID when created any group conference. You had a CID, conference ID, and which with this conference ID, you've opened a WebRTC application, and there was no description to the event at all. Also, we had there was no information what kind of the group conference was created and who is participating the event as well. Now you can see all this in this external event page. You can add description and all interesting information. You have two windows on the right side. The first one, marked in red, is specially to connect guest users. This option is available only in public group conferences. And the second one, marked green, is for TrueConf server users. You have same option in internal group conferences.
The thing we introduced this page is to allow people to accumulate somewhere. So they don't need to enter the conference immediately. They have to read the description, see who is the owner, who will participate in the meeting, and wait somewhere before it starts. So when the proper time arrive, you will see the join button. Once you click the join button, you will join the conference. But there are many ways how you can join, because if you open this link of the conference in Internet Explorer browser or latest Microsoft Edge browser, which doesn't support WebRTC at the moment, you will not be able to join it via WebRTC. And we supported it. So actually, there are 4 different ways how you can join the meeting. 4 absolutely different ways, which guarantees that every participant who received the link to the conference will somehow join it and will participate in it. So the first alternative way to join the conference, which we use in Internet Explorer and Edge browser, it's also available for Safari browser on Windows, is so-called single-used Windows application file. When you click on the join button, this file with a pretty long file name you can see on the picture will be downloaded. Within this file name, there are a couple of parameters encoded. Among them, your guest name you entered on the conference page, the server address which held the conference, and the conference ID you have to connect. So after the installation, this application will run automatically and will automatically authorized as a guest and then automatically connect to the specific conference. You don't have to worry, just one click, install, and now you are in. This principle, this way how to join, way to join conferences is used in WebEx, in GoToMeeting, and many other solutions. So this is quite familiar way for most of you. But it's actually used rarely because WebRTC is quite good and supported by most browsers at the moment. Another way how to join the conference is to use any client application of TrueConf. If you are connected to our cloud solution called TrueConf Online, or if you are connected to your copy or your customer copy or your employee copy of TrueConf server, you can join the conference from there. So you just need to enter the conference ID and the server address. I have I have make big text with the conference ID. You can see it on this page. It's actually /c /conference name. Today's conference name is TCS 435, and after the @ sign, there is a TrueConf server address. We are connected to video.trueconf.com server. It's a standalone on-premises server. We deployed on some server in Germany to connect it today. I can connect this meeting from every application, from cloud, from Windows, from Android. You can see the screenshot on the left here, which I took from my Android phone. So this is a very easy way to connect the meeting. Of course, on the conference page, there is a short instruction. We detect your browser, we detect your operating system, and we show the proper instruction for your operating system if somehow WebRTC is not available. And of course, the most popular way to join the meeting is WebRTC. You are connected, most of you are connected using WebRTC. And there are some new features we have introduced in the latest version of TrueConf server to our WebRTC client. Rudolf, go on.
Okay, so to participate through WebRTC, it is possible through browsers that support WebRTC protocol, and most of Chromium-based, all Chromium-based browsers support it. To connect to the WebRTC group conference, you will need to press button connect, as we showed before at slide 17 probably.
Join button.
Join button, yes, join
It
button.
depends on the language. The solution is
Exactly.
localized to 11 different languages, and so it depends on your language.
Exactly. And in return, it opens a WebRTC widget. Okay, how actually WebRTC works? According to the bandwidth channel that you have, the video quality can be changed from 120p to HD quality 720p. Another question is, can we trust WebRTC? Why to use WebRTC? And what is the difference between WebRTC and using the native TrueConf client applications? Well, WebRTC is a popular technology nowadays, and sometimes using it, you can see some probably issues, not issues, but differences, such as downscale of the video stream. And that is because WebRTC is trying to solve some network issues to improve audio and video, and it is adapting streams in a real time. So that is just okay for WebRTC.
Yeah, WebRTC is quite smart. It's continuously analyze your bandwidth connection to the server, and it knows when to request the downscale to upscaled resolution of the stream if your bandwidth allow it. Another good thing, it's from the standard. From the standard itself, all WebRTC conferences are encoded. So they are very secure. So all connections between WebRTC peer, the browser, and the server are very well encoded. So they're quite secure.
So
Sorry,
let's
Rudolf.
summarize. So we are participating through the WebRTC protocol when using WebRTC. That is first difference. Can use it during the video event only. In client application, you can have chat and other activities, even if you are not at the conference. In WebRTC, you cannot do this. In WebRTC, you have some bandwidth channel and resolution limitations. Comparing to TrueConf client applications, you will have a higher video quality. Also, as Lev mentioned, in WebRTC use technology of mixing streams, and this is another reason why WebRTC is inferior to native client applications. And for example, if having a lot of speakers, for example, 25 speakers on the screen, streams would be mixed, and you will still have the maximum 720p in total. And comparing to TrueConf client applications, you can have 4K, Ultra HD quality, or even higher sometimes. It depends on the streams. Also,
it's actually depends on your screen. So if you have a proper screen, it will scale. If you have a 1080p screen, the group conference in TrueConf client application wouldn't scale higher than this. So Rudolf have mentioned that the WebRTC participants are mixed. So they are transcoded from our protocol to WebRTC protocol, and you always see the continuous presence layout. So this is kind of gallery view, mosaic view. There are many names for this. So every speaking head, every participant is displayed among others in the single stream, just one stream for all participants, compared to our applications where you have multiple streams for multiple participants.
In other words, it is impossible to change the layout as you can do it in client applications. In client applications, we support drag and drop option. In WebRTC, it is impossible, right, Lev?
Yes, but you can see the content is delivered to the browsers as a separate stream, so you can change layout to see the video, to see the content, or to see all them together. Between the content and video and WebRTC applications, there are split icons, and you can change the layout using icons. Okay, so some new features we have introduced into our WebRTC client in this version.
Okay, let me summarize. So the question is, what is new in WebRTC? We already had chat in our previous version. We have here a list of participants. and in this version, we have significantly improved quality, and there is much less delays in this version. We improve quite a lot, and every year we have about 5 updates. It's probably quite a lot, but we try to do our best. And also WebRTC having now a window mode that is called widget, and full screen browser mode is also supported. Full screen mode is very good for mobile devices because you have a fixed video conferencing mode, and you cannot just drop out by clicking on something else. Widget can be used actually anywhere. Not in external event page only, as you can see in our case. There will be no additional content, of course, as you saw description, but you can add it to your web page, for example, this widget.
Yeah, so when you start the conference using WebRTC, the conference is minimized into this widget. You cannot use chat, you cannot see the participant within widget. You can only see some icons to enter those features. So when you try to enter chat, when you try to see the participant list, the widget scale to the full screen. The real full screen, it's like YouTube full screen. And there, all features are now enabled. Now you have enough real estate to see the messages. Now you have enough real estate to see the participants. But as Rudolf said, this widget is just the piece of HTML code. So actually, you can copy paste this HTML code and paste it to your internal website, to your company website, into the news where you have to tell people about something new you have to introduce, you want to introduce. So basically, this WebRTC thing can be used anywhere, even on mobile devices as well. So another important feature we added to the latest version of TrueConf server is called streaming. Or broadcasting. Anyway, so the goal of this thing is to deliver the conference not only to TrueConf server participants or TrueConf server guests, but to unlimited number of peers or viewers around the globe. So basically, the goal of streaming is to deliver the mixed transcoded stream of any TrueConf conference to some kind of cloud content delivery network or your dedicated on-premises streaming server or media platform you use within your organization to deliver content. It is handled by RTSP protocol, which is the most popular way to stream content on the planet. So we have supported this protocol fully supported it. So now any conference can be streamed to streaming server, and streaming server or bunch of streaming servers or even cloud with a lot of servers can scale the stream to millions or 10 millions of users. So it makes every conference unlimited, basically. For example, you can invite all your organization employees, thousands of them. And it's very easy to do. We will show you how to do it. Currently, we have tested this solution and recommend to use it with Vovza dedicated server, Vovza Cloud. This is Cloud CDN by Vovza, or YouTube. YouTube is quite popular. You can check this stream very easily by any player which can decode RTSP stream. Okay, we have a question. Give me a second. How many viewers can you stream from TrueConf server? We recommend to stream one stream per every conference. We don't scale streams. TrueConf server is about video conferencing. It's not about scaling streams. It's not about deliver the content. So we recommend to deliver just single stream of every conference to content delivery network or stream server or media server, and after that the media server will scale it to how many viewers, how many peers you need. I hope I have answered your question. But the number of viewers is not limited. It's the question you have to ask from your streaming partner.
It's already released.
This feature is already released. It's actually, this server was released 2 weeks ago, so it's available.
Okay, let's summarize probably regarding the RTSP. Or will you tell us about testing?
Yeah, please, Rudolf, please tell about the testing.
Okay, regarding the testings, I wanted first to summarize what you said regarding the RTSP streaming. I'm more for sales person, so I will start that we've received a lot of requests for streaming. And saying about video conferencing, it is totally different technology. And sometimes you need to do an open event, such as webinar, one time, maybe a month, or maybe a bit more, with streaming for a great number of viewers, not for your internal viewers. And adding a great number of participants as participants to your internal group conference would be technically inappropriate. And in this case, we want to stream video for 1 million of viewers, just like a TV channel. What is the difference of using streaming and video conference? In video conference, it is two-way video conferencing. You can see and hear your second participant, and he can also reply to you. Or in our case, if you're a listener, you can chat with us or press space to say something. And streaming is streaming in one direction, and the viewer cannot answer to the speaker in real time. Okay, maybe you can continue regarding the VLC.
Sometimes there are content which is streamed is behind half second or even more than 1 second. If we connect it to the streaming server, it also adds some kind of lag. For example, YouTube usually adds 5 to 10 seconds lag. So if you stream the conference using YouTube, you are usually the viewers can see the conference 10 seconds behind. So this is okay for streaming. You don't have feedback. The only feedback is text messaging, but it depends on you or the platform you are using for streaming. I will show you how to stream this particular conference to YouTube, and you will see that the only way to communicate with our speakers is to use chat. Okay. First of all, this picture shows on the screen how to. Just 1 second. On this picture, you can see how to check the stream using VLC player. It's very easy. You have to replace HTTP in the conference page with RTSP. I mean conference page address. You replace your address into any player, and you are now receiving RTSP stream. So regarding technologies which are behind RTSP, there are two kind of technologies: the RTSP pull and RTSP push. Before that, I will answer the question from chat. So we received the question: would you please tell us the difference between TrueConf server and MCU? In MCU, we also combine some streams together and send it to participate. Okay, the main difference, I think this is not related to the streaming, but to the architecture of TrueConf server. In TrueConf server, every client application receive multiple streams. Usually, it depends on how many active participants are visible to other participants of the conference. Right now, we have 31 participants in the conference, and only 2 of them are visible. So that means that every client application receives 2 streams. I mean TrueConf client application. In case of MCU, in case of WebRTC, in case of any legacy endpoint, we have to mix those streams together because those systems only capable to receive single stream. So MCU sends to every participant mixed picture in a single stream, like streaming, like we do streaming, like we do in WebRTC. And you can order from MCU the layout you need. So based on your bandwidth and based on your desire to see layouts, MCU outputs different versions of the conference in a single stream. That's require a lot of computational power. That's why MCU are so expensive. In TrueConf, we are using a scalable video coding technology called SVC that allows us to send multiple streams to every participant, and every stream is adjusted to your video resolution, to your screen resolution, to your CPU power, to your bandwidth, and to your layout. So every speaking head in TrueConf client applications is dynamically adjusted. So you receive the same bandwidth like from MCU, but any regular computer can serve you as a server. So you don't need expensive backend for MCU. You can use any regular PC as a server. Okay, sorry for this. Yeah, we have a good article in our blog about this. So in RTSP, there are two ways to notify the media server about your conference. The first is called RTSP pull. So you have to pull it from TrueConf server to some system. Let's think about Vovza. So you have to create the streaming in streaming server, and you have to put the address of our stream, and then the streaming server will pull it. It will cache it 1, 2, 3 seconds, depends on the system, and then it will scale it to your viewers. So this is how pool works. So you have to know the address of the stream before you can scale it. Sometimes it's not the good option. Sometimes your conference have a different name. You change the conferences, you have many conferences, or you would like to support multiple streams on the streaming side, on the streaming server side, and you would like to select between streams you receive from the server, the streaming server, to decide which to scale, which to stream further. So in this case, we have supported another RTSP technology called RTSP push, which allows TrueConf server to notify external streaming server about new streams which can be captured from TrueConf server side. So in this RTSP push settings, you can enter your Vovza Cloud, Vovza server, vBrick server, YouTube settings, and then we will notify those systems about new streams we have to deliver. So it will automatize, it will make some kind of automation for streaming.
Okay,
Okay.
so to Mark, it is required to change the link that you saw http:// server IP/c/cid to RTSP :// and it is possible to transmit RTSP channel through the live streaming CDN services as intended, or even VLC player not intended. And regarding the RTSP push, when receiving configuration details from the provider of the CDN, you have an option to add those settings to the specialized fields that you see in green, just below the pull option. And also it is possible to stream using YouTube. YouTube does not support RTSP, but supports some other RTMP instead and some other protocols.
Actually, YouTube streaming is quite popular. It's very easy to do, and it's actually receive content from streamers using push technology. So we have to push our stream somehow to YouTube. But as Rudolf said, YouTube doesn't speak RTSP. It only speaks RTMP and some other proprietary protocols, which we do not support. So we have to use some other third-party applications to convert our stream from RTSP through RTMP to deliver it to the YouTube. And let me show you how to do this. There's a lot of easy ways to achieve this. Okay, I will remove Rudolf from the podium to make my picture bigger for just for a while. Don't worry, he will be back. Hello everyone again. As I said, we have some. Now you can see me bigger, and now I will close slides to make the picture even bigger. Okay, now I am quite big. Let me grab some content. Okay, so now you can see my second screen. Here it is. It's actually the list of conferences we have. So now I have to find the RTSP link. So here it is. I go to broadcasting section and copy the link. So here is the link of our conference. I'm sorry, the link to the stream of our conference. I have signed in into our YouTube account, and I'm sorry for Russian interface. I don't want to change my system language to allow YouTube to display it in English. And here we have a section called live streaming. As you can see, currently I'm offline. So what we have to do is to push somehow our RTSP link to the YouTube. I will open another window. Give me a second. So this is the server. The server in somewhere in Germany we're using for this conference, and I have installed here the application called Open Broadcaster Software. So here I have three different sources for three different streams. Currently, the source called video is configured to stream our current conference. You can see the link I have copy pasted. It's already there, so no other things to config here. So all I have to do is to allow this application to put it to YouTube using a special key from YouTube. So to obtain a key from YouTube, I will show it to you. Give me a second. You have to go to YouTube live settings, and here is, sorry for Russian language again, you have a key. I wouldn't show you our key. I don't want you to stream to our channel, but I have copy pasted this key to this application here. So just two settings, quite easy. So all I have to do is click on the stream and start streaming. So now we can see our stream in this application, and what is amazing, YouTube have recognized that we have started to push to it something, and in a couple of seconds it will start our streaming, and we can access this stream by using this link. Give me a second, I will give you a link. YouTube.com user TrueConf live. So if you click on the link I have sent to the chat, you will be able to see our stream, the stream of our conference. Okay, now I can replace my screen with my camera, and you will see on YouTube my picture. Okay. Please try to connect to YouTube. I will show you again the screen. As you can see, YouTube allows you to use chat. Hello. Between all participants, between all viewers of this stream. Okay. I hope you was able to see it. Okay. We received the comment that our stream is not available in Germany due to some legal problems. So that's why you have to use your own on-premises streaming server. We recommend to use Wovza server. But anyway, you just seen that how how easy any conference can be streamed to YouTube. To Wovza, it's even simpler. Wovza understands and speaks RTSP. Okay, I will invite Rudolf back to the conference, and we'll stop our stream. Mhm.
Hello again. Can you see me? You can put in chat. Can you see me?
Hello, Rudolf. Yes, I think we can see you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, give me a second. I will I will load slides. Back to WebRTC session.
So it will be more fun. Perfect. I see it.
This version was released 2 weeks ago. It's already on our website.
I see
Okay,
only the first slide.
we recommend Wovza server, Wovza cloud, and YouTube. Okay, slides are back. 1 second.
Okay, perfect.
Actually, you can use any server platform. All of them understands RTSP. It could be vBrick. If you already have Meteor servers from Polycom or Cisco, you can use them as well. So, a next important feature of this version is called federation. So basically, what federation is about is it is a way how users from remote TrueConf server can communicate with your local TrueConf server users. So now it is possible to invite into the conference not only guests but remote users from different TrueConf servers in a very clean and configurable way. So you can decide which servers can connect to your server, which are not. So it's up to you how to set those settings. So basically, this works quite simple. So every server has a limit for maximum size of the conference. So when you federate one server with another server, this limit doesn't change. So if server A have the limit for 10 participants and server B have a limit for 20 participants, it will be better to create a conference on server B because it is capable to host a larger conference. The question, tell please about RTSP streaming pricing. The RTSP extension is free. Currently, it is free before the end of the year because we would like to collect the feedback from the customers to introduce some changes to make sure that it works perfectly for everyone. And after that, starting from the next year, it will be priced as a I think it will be priced the same way as SIP free-to-free integration. So we have a SIP free-to-free gateway extension. It will have the same cost. The RTSP streaming will cost the same. But right now it's free. Just ask us to enable it on your server until the end of the year. Um, it's a good question. So I don't know the answer for you, but
Probably not
we
for now, but maybe our technicians can after
yeah,
some time.
we can check it with our technicians. But the thing is that our goal is not to secure TSP stream. This is a problem of streaming server. This is the problem. This is the YouTube problem. It's not our problem. We deliver just a single stream of the conference to the streaming server, and after that, the streaming server distributes, scale the streams outside of your network. So basically, we recommend to install streaming server as close as possible to the TrueConf server. It will be perfect if they will be located within the same LAN, within the same network. Uh, so it is a streaming server uh, have to provide you the security because RTSP protocol is an open protocol. So and the codecs used in RTSP in our case it is H264 is also an open codec. So some kind of encryption have to be introduced by streaming server. Anyway, mhm. uh, our goal is to introduce you a way how to put outside the conference using RTSP. All TrueConf applications, all TrueConf peers using WebRTC are secured and the media is encrypted and signaling is encrypted by using IES 256. All client application of TrueConf. Your viewers are now should be secured by your streaming solution. We already mentioned streaming solutions we recommend in the common chat. Please scroll a little bit higher to see our recommendation. Okay, so back to the federation. So basically, in federation, you please look at my slide. You can decide which remote servers have to be blocked, and or which remote servers will have access to your server. So it's a pretty obvious way to decide this federation access policy. Either you have blacklist or you have whitelist or you can disable it totally. So you can see this on this slide. So for example, you have TrueConf server and your partner have a TrueConf server. So now you can add into your address book directly user accounts from remote server and call them, invite them into the conference to communicate with them in the same way you communicate with your local users without any problems. No limits at all. The only limit is the size of the conference for the server where the conference was initiated. Uh, One interesting thing regarding the federation is that it allows to create hybrid deployments, hybrid video conferencing infrastructure. Hybrid means that you can use cloud accounts to speak with your local accounts or vice versa. So by adding trueconf.com domain name into whitelist, you allow any TrueConf cloud users to connect to your local users. So that means, for example, you can ask your partners, ask your remote employees, your teleworkers to create TrueConf cloud accounts. And after that, you can add their details into of use. So that means you can communicate with cloud users, local users, uh, without any limitations. You can invite cloud users into the conferences or whatever. Uh, so this feature, the federation feature or hybrid deployment feature, is available in every full version of TrueConf server. It doesn't cost anything, but it is only available for full version. If you bought a TrueConf server license, you will be able to create some settings for federation. It
Okay,
is
just to summarize, that now it is available to connect from one TrueConf server to another one. And regarding the TrueConf Online and TrueConf server, TrueConf Online is our cloud-based solution that we have, and it is for some people it might be strange to connect the cloud-based solution and TrueConf server on-premises solution, because these are totally two different things to do. But in our case, we see it just as adding also external users. Maybe uh, not for some internal every week meetings, but sometimes you would like to have other people participating in TrueConf server, and then you can invite him from the TrueConf Online cloud-based solution. It is easy to do. You can go to trueconf.com website and then press sign in to it, and that's it. You will have your own ID for the TrueConf Online product.
I have a very good example of it. This is the way how we use hybrid approach in our company. For example, we connect all in Russia, so all employees of TrueConf are connected to this local server. And for example, when we're hiring people, we don't want to create accounts for candidates. We don't want them to use resources of our server. We don't want them to utilize our online licenses we bought. So that means that we can ask our candidates to create accounts in our cloud solution, which is free, and then tell us their TrueConf ID. So once we know their TrueConf ID, we can easily connect to them using the federation
But
without
basically,
any.
it is the same. It is possibility to route between each other servers and then adding it to whitelist. But in our case, TrueConf Online is having a DNS trueconf.com,
Mhm.
right? Lev?
Okay.
Okay.
For example, I don't know. Okay, I don't have an example. I don't have an example. Let me. How can I show you this? Uh, okay, if you have a TrueConf Online, TrueConf Cloud account, you can write it down to the chat, and we will invite you into this conference using Federation. So if you would like to see how does it work, please tell us in chat your TrueConf ID, which is online, and we'll call you into the conference. Okay, so the next thing is called API. Rudolf, please go on.
Well, API makes it possible to use TrueConf video conferencing in your own different scenarios. API benefit that it is free, and it is included already to the TrueConf server product. It is compatible with all TrueConf versions, and API also we have here on this slide two different groups. There is API for group conferences and API for address book. Okay, Lev, would you like to continue?
Sure. So the purpose of API is to integrate your TrueConf server solution with your local intranet, your local resources, or with third party, some kind of external services or web pages or even applications. So basically, the first version of API is created for scheduling and address book management. The next version will introduce something new, but we will guarantee you that every version will be back compatible with every previous version. So if you use API v1, you will be able to use it forever. If you decide to update your application, which is connected to TrueConf server using our API to a new version, you of course will be able to do that, but old version will always be compatible. That's a good thing. The technology behind API we use is called RESTful API. It's actually industry standard. So every solution you decide to integrate. There are many video conferencing solutions right now which allows some kind of integration use the same technique. So every web developer, every specialist who deal with HTTP protocol will be able, and some basic scripting programming will be able to utilize this technology. So let me show you how to use it. The thing we have created among our company. First of all, we have created the plugin for popular instant messaging application called Slack. Uh, and this plugin for Slack, you can see screenshots here, allows us to invite all participants of some particular instant messaging channel in Slack into the multi-point conference. So actually, once I enter into the Slack slash TrueConf space name of the conference, it will immediately be created on TrueConf server, and everyone who click on a link which will appear after this comment will see the conference page with a join button. Once they click on the join button, they will connect to the conference by means we have discussed before, by using WebRTC, client applications, single-use application, whatever they decide, or even streaming. So this is just an example. And the right corner of this screenshot, you can see that the conference we have created from Slack is visible in TrueConf server settings with a special key we add called Slack. Instead of Slack, it can be anything you use. It can be, for example, your bug tracking system. It can be your uh, uh, customer relations system. It can be whatever you want.
Basically, we provide you with a tool, and you can do everything you want with this tool. But of course, some programming skills are required. So if you do have some programming skills, you will be interested in AI. If you do not have such skills, but still interested in some custom project, you are welcome to contact us anytime.
So API is available for everyone. Just give us a message and we will send you the PDF with description. So you will be able to create many different things using it, and we will definitely develop it to introduce new integration. Speaking of integrations, we have to mention that there are other things most of our customers don't aware, but they are free as API and was always available, and you can use it right now. So behind API, which is kind of hardcore, it requires some programming. You can use more ways to integrate much simpler things. First of them is called VisiCall link, which is registered to TrueConf after installation of our client application. So what does it mean? Is that once you install TrueConf mobile application or TrueConf desktop application, in operating system, the extension VisiCall is registered to us, and then you can put VisiCall instead of HTTP in links, or you can executed from command line to call particular user or to join the conference. I have displayed the example using HTML on this screen. So we can call any user on any server or join any conference on any server using this VisiCall thing. So if you don't have client application of TrueConf installed on this machine, this link will not work. So, but if it is installed, we assume that your employees, your colleagues, users within your organization have TrueConf installed. So you can freely use those links in your local network without any limitations. Another thing is the command line integrations. It's actually not integrations, it's some things used to start desktop application. For example, using command line parameters, you can run two TrueConf applications for Windows. For example, first application will capture your camera, second application will capture your screen, and all of them will run from the same machine. So this is a special parameter. Another parameter, for example, can be used to open application in full screen mode and to force it, to ask it to go to the full screen mode after every conference or after every message you receive in chat. That means that application will always try to be in full screen mode. This parameter is useful in your conferencing room. For example, you have a PC in the conference room with a TrueConf installed. So you just need to start it with a special parameter, and it will always be in full screen mode. If someone will call you, uh, the call will be received in full screen mode. If someone will hang up or you leave the conference, you will be back to the full screen mode. So this is quite useful. And the last thing about integrations is called widget. The WebRTC widget we have shown you before. I will skip back to that slide. Give me a second. Here it is. So just a second. Mhm. Okay, here this slide is. So uh, this widget, which is within the red box, can be including using HTML code into every website, whenever you want. Uh, and it is configured to some specific conference. But this conference can be available for a lifetime. You can create a conference without any specific date and time, set a specific name to it, and it will be always available. Like think of it like a permanent virtual room for every like conference room. So it's always available in your office. So this virtual room is always available for your online employees. Using a widget, you can put it into your website, and every visitor will be able to join some kind of group conference with your sales representatives, for example. Or you can use it for support, some kind of events. So it's up to you how to use it, this widget. Okay, I'm back to the current slide. Mhm.
You can see some useful links in chat, by the way, too.
Okay, so actually that's all. Every website of TrueConf, every TrueConf server free instance have a live chat in the right bottom corner, which you can use to contact us anytime you need us. By any time, I mean working hours in Moscow. So from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. Moscow time, we are available every day. So feel free to contact us. We speak English.
If there is anyone who would like to join us and become a speaker and maybe share their own experience, you are welcome. We're just happy to add you here and to speak with somebody else. Also, you can of course also put something in chat. We will reply, but still, maybe you would like to show yourself.
Yes. If someone have questions, please ask or write your questions, and we will be happy to answer them. We will wait a little bit.
10 seconds. Okay, we say thanks. You're welcome. Okay, good. I guess no questions. Anybody would like to join us? Nope. Would you please explain more? Security on
Okay,
streams.
okay. Farohi, maybe you want to join us on the podium.
Really? Okay.
Okay, I'll try to.
I will answer then. In TrueConf products.
We don't see you.
Yeah.
We don't see you. But oh,
Oh,
now we
now I
can see
see.
you.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you say something? We cannot hear you, but we can see you perfectly.
Okay, I will read your question. Would you please explain more about security on streams? So if we talk about streaming, if we talk about RTSP streams, as I said, this is a business of your streaming server. This is a business of CDN you choose, how to secure those streams, because we do not scale streams. We only output from TrueConf server just a single stream to streaming server or CDN. And after that, the CDN or streaming server scale it, multiply streams to every viewer. And this is the business of this solution, how to secure it. Because RTSP by design is pretty weak. And this is not our business how to secure it. We secure only TrueConf applications.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any other
Thank,
questions?
thank you. No, thank you. My miss about the security on streams and security on the signaling. It's very important for some people to have a security streams for transferring video and our conference in an organization.
Ah, okay.
That's a different question.
Yeah, so
That's perfect.
speaking about
Yes.
security of TrueConf applications, and speaking about security when we use gateway to legacy systems like SIP or free-to-free or WebRTC, I have to say that they are absolutely secured. We have
Yes.
only one between when we connect TrueConf applications, there is only one TCP port is used, which is 4307, which is used for video, for audio, and for signaling.
Yes.
Streams on that port are connected. Streams on that port are secured by TLS. So when the connection is established, it is secured in a secured way. TLS is something you use like HTTPS when you connect from browser to your bank account, to online banking system. So TLS is cool, but above that, every piece of media, I mean video stream and audio streams, additionally encrypted by American encryption standard 256. So IES, I will write down in chat. So
Yes.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Moreover, our products are working requires only one TCP port to connect client applications to the server side, and it is 4307 TCP. And also, in our product, TrueConf server is fully compatible with any third-party data encryption systems.
Yeah.
Yes.
So connections are encrypted, data is encrypted. Don't worry about it. Additionally, many customers connect their branches, the additional offices in VPN network, and those VPN networks are additionally encrypted by VPN providers. There are many different
Yes.
software and hardware for enabling organizations with secured VPN, and we are working above those solutions. So it brings additional layer of security for
Okay. Thank you so
distributed
much for.
organization.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your explanation.
Thank you
Thank you
too.
for working.
Thank you.
I
Thank,
will remove you from the Tribune. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, maybe there are some other questions you'd like to ask. Okay. Good. Then I would like to say thank you for everyone for joining our conference today. We are available using live chat on our website right now. You can also send us your questions here. I will write down the email address, or via live chat at trueconf.com. We will be happy to give you our answers. So thank you again. I hope to see you. Hope to see you next time. This webinar recording and slides will be sent to you tomorrow to your email address. So everything is recorded and slides are ready. So you will receive slides and recording. Don't worry. Perfect.
Thank you for participating and enjoy TrueConf video conferencing.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.